Hey, it's Orit, and today we're talking about the five biggest mistakes that people make when overcoming trauma and what you can do to finally be free of it. So, number one is that people don't go deep enough. So, this is so detrimental because people spend years and years and years having different kinds of therapy and really healing a great amount, but still feeling like damaged goods, feeling broken, feeling like a failure because they still haven't, they still don't feel the shift. There's still these issues that they're having with their partner, or they're still single, wondering when they're going to be able to be in a relationship and in a healthy one and not screw it up. They're still really reactive with their kids, like they're still not the person that they're striving to be. And when you go through so much therapy and then you still feel shitty about yourself, it's horrible, right? Because you're like, well, why am I still broken? And all those years, all that work, it's not for nothing. It may have been a longer route, a longer approach, but you're actually just a layer away from really finally freeing yourself of this trauma. So most of the therapies that are out there, they really help you access and release your trauma at a conscious level and at a subconscious level. But what they don't do is help you access it at a non-verbal subconscious level. So basically, if you go to talk therapy and your therapist asks you, so how's your relationship with your dad? And all of a sudden you retrieve a memory of a fight when you were 13 and you can recall it word for word. You've now made that subconscious memory into a conscious memory through talking, through your words. That memory happened on a verbal level and it was stored at a verbal level. So you can actually retrieve it at a verbal level. However, there's this whole layer, this whole deep layer where you store trauma on a nonverbal layer. It just goes right into your body. And the only way you can access it is through your body and through movement. Your body doesn't speak in words, so you can't access it in words. And so that is the one missing piece that a lot of people don't get to because it's been so long. They've tried so many things and it's just like, well, whatever. This is just who I am. And there's really just that little space where they know they want to get to that they just kind of give up on. And so what needs to happen is that you need to access your trauma, release it, and change yourself at a level of your primal responses, at the level of your nervous system, and at the level of your physical being in which you interact with the world. And that is all the level where this deep layer is that a lot of people don't really get to. And the good news is you can still get to it. Like all that work that you've done, it's not for waste. Maybe it took longer than if you were just to go. It has taken longer than if you were to go through that nonverbal subconscious straight away. But you're just that much closer. Like now you have that much more awareness. Now you're that much more ready and open. You just need to go that one layer deeper. Number two is that people wait too long, way too long. The problem with this is that like the longer you wait, the worse it gets. It's like having a cavity and not taking care of it, and it turns into a root canal, and then you don't take care of it, and then the infection gets bigger and it spreads down to your body, spreads down to your heart. And if you don't take care of it, like not to be morbid, but that's really the truth. And people don't tend to prioritize their trauma that way. Your trauma is like an infection that will spread to different parts of your life and will kill off different parts of your life. Your relationships die, you lose your job, you lose your friends, like all this stuff in your life starts to die. And it's because of this unresolved trauma that gets shoved down deeper and deeper. And isn't getting resolved. It's just being piled on with more traumatic experiences, more losses, more breakups, more staying single forever and having 3 glasses of wine just to get to sleep, because you're wondering, when are you going to be with somebody? Or you're wondering why your husband is lying next to you snoring peacefully while you're thinking like this relationship is over. And so that's what happens, like, especially if you've experienced trauma from your childhood, it's like, that's still there. That doesn't go away. And so the best thing to do is just start now. Whatever situation you're in. A lot of people say, I don't have the time, I don't have the money, I'm pregnant, I have 2 kids, I'm juggling all these things, and it's just not the right time. You can't afford not to do it any longer. Like, this infection is spreading. And honestly, I have clients who are in their 30s, I have clients who are in their 60s and in between, but the ones who have started when they're 60, it's taking them 3 times as long than the ones who I'm working with who are much younger. And it's not their fault. It's not your fault. Just start now, though, because you actually end up spending more time, more emotional investment, more financial investment, more money onto the problem. It's like, now you have to get that heart surgery or whatever. I'm not a doctor, so I don't really know what you do next. But now you have to spend that money on the bigger operation, spend more time recovering, and really getting through that problem. So start now. Number 3 is they try to do it on their own. And this is, it just like, I feel like, when I hear people that they try to do it on their own, because it really sets them up to feel like a failure as well. Because like, you're so passionate about healing your trauma, you really want to be a better person, you try to do all these like self-help books, meditation, yoga, whatever, and you're working so hard, but you don't end up changing much. You're putting band-aids on it. You're putting band-aids on the wound, because you can't rewire your nervous system and you can't build healthy attachment unless you're in a relationship. So when you try to do these things on your own, it's not your fault that it's not working. It's actually the problem of why it's not working. So, like, whether you've been through just some shitty relationships in your adult life, or this has stemmed all the way back to your childhood, you need to rewire and build that healthy attachment through a relationship now, through that safe container. Because think about it, when we're infants, we're all crazy. We're like yelling and screaming and crying and like unable to calm ourselves down. We need our caregiver. We need our parents to do that for us. We need their secure, consistent parenting, healthy parenting to build healthy attachments. And if we never got that, or if we got that and then you were in a marriage for 30 years with a narcissist who's been emotionally abusing you, that all kind of goes out the window. It does. You get into survival mode, and all that you learned as a child is just like, your experience is different. Your nervous system is in a totally different place. And so to expect yourself to do that on your own is like expecting an infant to just be left out on the block and suddenly build all the tools and do all the things that allow them to like grow into a healthy, like regulated, calm, cool, really amazing child, when really, like, we see it all the time. They're unable to calm themselves down. They can't regulate their emotions. They're having tantrums. Now we have adult tantrums, like you can't do it on your own. And it's really, really crucial that if you want to actually heal your trauma, you do it in a relationship. And that's not your partner. Your partner does not need that burden, and it's not going to work anyway. You need a safe relationship. It's like starting from scratch again. Someone, who can help you rewire your nervous system and help you rebuild that healthy attachment that'll help you honestly have the best relationships in other parts of your life. Number 4 is that they've tried the wrong things and now it feels too hard. And this is really similar to number 1, but this is where it's just so frustrating. Like, even as a dance therapist, there will be these dance healers who run these retreats, and it's like, unleash your inner beast and heal your, like, release everything once and for all. And it's false advertising. You're saying that if I go to your retreat for 4 days, I'm going to, 1, like, access everything inside of me and release it all. And what's really happening is, like, they're leaving people in really vulnerable places. You're just opening people up. There's no possible way you can heal your trauma in 4 days. And when people say they're going to just, like, feel all your pain and release it all, that is so unsafe. No, not good. Because, like, that retreat, for example, you're now just an open wound. You've taken that Band-Aid off. You're an open wound, and you're going out into the world and, like, very prone to infection and getting worse and getting really horrible if you don't get the support, like the ongoing support that you need. And it's stuff like that. It's stuff that doesn't really, heal your trauma fully. And now it just feels too hard. Now it's like, I've tried all the things, nothing's working. And not only that nothing's working, but that it has been so hard. Like, because I've done the thing that was supposed to open me up and heal me, that was so painful. I can't do that again. I can't. It's just healing my trauma is too scary. I've tried it before. I can't. And, like, even something as simple as reading a book reading a self-help book that is bringing this stuff up, it's stirring this stuff up. It's so scary because now you're, like, reading this, you're in your room, it's dark at night, and it's like, oh my God, like, there's a monster inside of me. It's too hard. And so that really, like, that's just a really difficult setback, because if it feels too hard, it's just going to feel easier to watch yourself mess up your marriage or have those 3 glasses of wine just to get to sleep instead of worrying about being single forever. Like, you'd rather deal with that pain than feel the pain of when you tried to unleash your inner beast and you have opened up that wound even more. So it's like, there's people have the best intentions out there, right? I think they do, but that shit's wrong, right? That shit's wrong. And that leads me to number 5. It feels like too much, so they avoid it. The thing is, what I do, it just doesn't feel too much. The previous example, it feels like too much. It doesn't have to feel like too much. You just need the right safe container. So when you're in this, when you don't have a container at all, it all explodes. When you don't have the right container, when you're just dealing with this from a mental realm, from just an emotional realm where you're like, feel all the feelings, talk about all the things, let's just get it out. Hell yeah, it feels like too much. It is too much, because that's not the right way to do it. When you have a safe container where you're working through your body and in a safe relationship, that is when it doesn't feel like too much. That is what, like, that's what makes it actually an enjoyable, amazing transformational process. You need somebody who, I'm sorry, I'm getting really ranty. I'm really passionate about this because this is what I do and this is what I want people to understand. Like, if you have somebody who can see you, can see the way your nervous system is responding, can see your primal responses, even in the tiniest movements that you react with, then you're in a safe place with a safe person who is helping you build that healthy attachment and that healthy, strong nervous system. Because when they see that in you, when I see that in you, when I work with my clients, then I stop them at the exact right time. I help them be aware of what's going on and regulate for their exact body, for the exact movements that they need. And to have it be too much just means that you've been doing the wrong thing. It's not your fault. Like, I'm not blaming that on you. Again, I think it's the things that people are offering out there that it's promising a lot and it's actually pushing too fast. And you need a safe container. You need an enjoyable process. One of the things that I do that is the most important part of nervous system healing is play and movement. How fun is that? Like, I know that sounds, maybe that sounds silly, but it's actually proven to strengthen your nervous system, to tone your vagus nerve, and help you tolerate and expand your window of tolerance. You need somebody who is going to help you gently and slowly and gradually expand your window of tolerance so that every time you go a little bit deeper into that layer of trauma, you can handle it. And you don't feel like it's too much. You feel like, hell yeah, I got this. Like, look at me. I've never gotten to this point. And I feel like stronger and more stable than ever. It's amazing to witness. It's amazing to have that process in yourself and for me to witness as a therapist. And it just doesn't have to feel like too much. It doesn't. You just need the right relationship. You need the right container. You need the right approach. And you need somebody who's going to pay so much close attention to your physical being, your primal responses, and the way your nervous system is manifesting in your movements. And so that's all. Not all. That was a lot, right? And these are really the 5 biggest mistakes that I see with people overcoming their trauma. And though sometimes, unfortunately, it lasts a really long time, it can be switched and turned around really easily. You just got to get right back on the right track. And so if this is something that you're interested in doing, something that you're really ready finally to set free in a way that's not too much, in a way that really works, that really gets you to that final layer that's going to release your trauma. It's not going to open you up apart and rip you up apart and leave you feeling floating or just in so much pain. None of that. If you want something safe, effective, something powerful that makes you feel good, that gets through that deeper layer of trauma without it feeling too threatening, that actually helps you create and cultivate these lasting, loving relationships in your life, your amazing, powerful, confident self, the way you show up in the world, then let's talk. Let's have, we'll have a 30-minute chat and we'll talk about what's going on for you, like really pinpoint what trauma is still being stored in that deep layer and how it is showing up in your body and how you can get to a place of finally being free of it. I really would love to chat with you. This review, honestly, it changes your life, just being aware, becoming aware of the changes that you need to make. And I love doing it. And if you're interested, wherever this is going, the link is going to be above or below or to the side. Click on that link and let's meet. It'll be a nice heart to heart. We'll chat and yeah, I'm going to be direct as I was now, but it'll be like, all I want to do is really, I just want to help people get through these obstacles, like these mistakes that happen over and over again, and let you know, like, finally the real solution. All right. Can't wait to see you move. Can't wait to talk to you. Click on the link so we can meet, and I'll see you then. Until next time, bye-bye.